Hi, and welcome back to Last Tequila Standing. I am here with Rita Schreier of Ekeco Tequila, an organic brand that is making huge waves in the tequila world. Can you tell me a little bit about your brand?
Thank you. We are organic, kosher, and 100% agave. And we are a tequila, a premium tequila, what I like to say is an everyman price. That we bring people to our brand by showcasing what the premium ingredients are in the bottle, and they purchase it for the price, but they definitely come back and buy more because of the taste.
So I hear that one of your demographics is people in their 20s that are a little bit more eco-friendly and organic driven, as well as savvy to all these planetary, evolutions that we're going through right now.
Yes. What we found is, although in the United States the demographics of appreciating organic has a lot of depth and breadth, in Mexico it's the 20 and 30 somethings that really understand why organic and what the benefits are, not just to your body but to the earth.
Okay.
And what we wanted to make sure was that people continue to want to do the right thing ecologically, even through an economic downturn. And we wanted to give them a product that would allow them to do the right thing, enjoy a fantastic tequila, and preserve the earth going forward so that there would continue to be tequila to drink in the years to come. So 20 and 30 somethings don't think about that.
That's what people forget, is that actually when you add a lot of pesticides to everything and it goes into the soil, and then it ruins the soil and it makes it harder for things to grow in the future. Is that correct?
That is correct. And given that tequila is grown in a denominación de origen, you're very limited. So you don't want to, bite the hand of Mother Earth that's feeding you.
No, actually, coming to the name of your brand, it's Ekeco,
right?
And that stands for?
It stands for Ecological Company. However, when we were talking about the name, we were in a business trip in Colombia, and when I stumbled on that, my local lawyer said, but Ekeco it's an Andean idol of sort of demonic generosity and abundance. And when we researched it more, it came from a Mayan god. And it has these kind of gremlin-like qualities, kind of like what happens to us when we drink tequila, I think. We tend to get gremlin-like.
So basically you're saying your tequila is a lot of fun. It's conscious, and it doesn't say that it's something it's not.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I mean, we try to put the evidence of the quality that goes into it on the label, and we want you to judge it based on its taste. We want you to buy it because you say it's organic and it's 100% agave.
So I actually have one of your bottles here.
Yes, and there is an Ekeco on the label, so that you can see that there is a little idol or god that is involved with every bottle.
An idol of Mexico?
It's a Mayan god that migrated south to the Andean region, and they still have parties to celebrate the Ekeco in Bolivia and Peru.
What brought me to this was that you said that you don't want to rape the land, because actually in Mayan culture, they believe that horrible things will happen if you continue to rape the land and you don't pay homage to it or sacrifice anything that can just give back to it.
Yes, and we find, and again I go back to the 20 or 30 somethings that we understand this more and more, that you see that on the body there's physical reactions, and the earth is also an organic thing. So what you reap you sow, what you put into the ground you get back, and it's not just the chemical pesticides and fertilizers, it's also the waste product, the vinasse that comes from the production of tequila. It's this organic waste, and by organic meaning food stuff, but you have to bury that, and that creates methane gases, and that's something else that Ekeco does differently. We compost and we create organic fertilizer out of the waste product. So we keep it all like cyclical to really minimize the damage, the footprint we're making on the planet.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for changing the world in your way.
Well, and the idea is I want to have a tequila that is, the more people that drink it, the better I can do, the larger the field size we're going to have. And so, organic has, over the last 5 years, there's been some produced and introduced into the market, but they're focusing on like the liquid and not sort of the whole process. And we want to make sure that that the next great tequila product is organic, so that we can do even greater things with Alto Jalisco and the place where we produce our tequila.
That's where it's from. It's Alto Jalisco.
Yes, which has a great impact on the flavor. The Alto Jalisco tequilas, agaves grown there tend to be what they say is more feminine, floral, herbal, softer. The ones that are grown in the valley tend to be more masculine, aggressive, assertive, and this has more of the characteristics of an Alto Jalisco tequila. Softer, herbal, flowery, and like a woman, which is again another interesting thing about Ekeco is that you have an American Mexican, a gringa as the head of the firm and the majority shareholder, and so I come to this brand with taste that I grew up with, and as an American. And women in Mexico are traditionally the bigger consumers of tequila, and I would argue that in the United States, women are also the bigger consumers of tequila, but mostly because guys keep buying them shots. But how wonderful that you have somebody with that taste profile who is leading the pack in terms of developing a tequila that's friendly to the palate of a woman. Not that that's ever stopped a man from drinking it. They've all enjoyed it too. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your bottle. Why this packaging?
When we looked at the whole tequila process, I said, okay, where am I going to invest my money? Because I come from an investment banker background, and I said, I fell in love with the product, and I said, but I want to be able to do this so that it's available to the mass market, to chains of grocery stores and all that. And to do that, I need to be at a great price. So, am I going to take money out of where I grow the tequila? No, I'm going to spend money on that. I'm going to spend money on the system of cooking it, of cleaning, with organic you have to clean the whole facility. With the distillation, I'm not going to add anything, but it's 100% agave, so there's no extra sugary products added in. And we distill twice in copper, which is expensive. But when I got to the bottling process, I said, okay, and my partner showed me the list of bottle prices, and I said, why would I pay $10, $15 a bottle? Because when you add taxes and margins and all of that on top, I go, my God, that was the first time I realized that some of these fancy bottles of tequila I was buying, I was paying $40 just for the bottle, and you throw it out, or you keep it on a shelf and let it get dusty.
So when you want to share a good product with someone, you have to find a good way to get that into the hands of many people.
Right. And then the bottle also ties up your process. If you have some kind of a fancy bottle, and I get an order in, I have to. There's a delay to do it. Whereas if tomorrow an airline said I want little bottles, I can I can pick these off the shelf. So that was why I chose the bottle, was that it was offered in every size imaginable, that it's easily available, and because I don't want my consumer paying for something that they're throwing out. I want the money to be in the liquid, which is where it is.
I find that sometimes even the fancy bottles people eventually get rid of. So
yeah,
there you go.
Or if you really are keen on the bottle, dump out their tequila and pour mine in. It's just, as long as I get the credit at the end of the day. Yeah. People do that with wines. You can do that with tequila too.
True, very true.
Yeah.
So you're the only, one of very few women in the tequila business, not to mention the organic tequila business. How many tequila brands are there?
There, in 2008, there were 800 brands registered, and in 2011, there were over 2,000. And there continues to be more and more every day.
Of just tequila?
Of tequilas.
Now, how about
organic, there is maybe 20 on the market. I say that because there's probably some in some stage of either being born or dying off. But there are about 20 on the market today.
And how many